Hey guys, this is Comic Ken, and today I wanted to give you guys a book recommendation that'll help you with your manga paneling more than any other book that I've read before. And it is not one that you even expect. It is called Picture This by Molly Bang. It is such a basic book that you would think, yeah, there's no way I can read it. There's no way I can learn anything from this. It is like a child's book, a child's story. And that's the whole point. Visual literacy, or the understanding of how pictures work, the title, the subtitle, the understanding of how pictures work is how manga works. Once you understand the most basic fundamentals of making your images give off the emotion that you're trying to convey in your story, then you can make any story. You can make any manga, any panel arrangement, any setup. Once you know the exact small basics behind why certain things are drawn the way they are, once you go to the very basic fundamentals, then you can do anything. That is the entire reason why my manga, or my comic, which isn't even that well drawn, can convey certain emotions, can tell a story without being the most technically well rendered piece of art. It is why people can connect to the story of Air Rider even without the most detailed rendered art. Like, it is a cartoon, basically a cartoon on a piece of paper, but people can connect to it because it is a well-told story using the principles that I learned in Molly Bang's Picture This. Once I learned those basic skills, I was able to arrange my comic panels with more confidence, with more of that, like, oh, I know why I place these characters in this way, in this direction, or arrange the page to be a certain way, because once they were arranged a certain way, it conveyed the emotion that I was going for. Like, even down to the color of this sound effect here, I was just like, orange. Should it be red, or should it be orange, or should it be yellow? Should it be green? If it was blue, it wouldn't really make as much sense, because blue is kind of a cool color and it would feel cold rather than a hard thud. It's not quite red hot red, so I gave it an orange color, like thud. You know what I mean? Like, it informed all these types of decisions, where she's not in color right here, and that's because she's in shock and she doesn't, like, the blood is drained from her face. But to go even a step further, the color has drained from her entire being because she's in that much shock. And then we have a green background here, and then when he throws a punch and lands it on the main character, the whole background turns red. And then there's a gradient of light that goes here in the middle where the impact happens, where the shock happens. And we just keep that intensity in the background going until this panel here, and then boom. It's like, okay, you thought that this did some damage, but no. The background shows that. The background shows little things like that, you know. And all of this is the only thing that has allowed me to keep up with monsters in this industry who can draw their heads off, draw their asses off, man. Like, they can draw way better than me. But the only way I can keep up is by, one, learning narrative, learning how to tell stories the right way, and then figuring out little fundamental things that I can change, that I can convey in my stories, thanks to picture this, how pictures work, things that show me how storytelling works on a fundamental level. And because I know how storytelling works on a fundamental level, anytime something isn't working in my own stories or in stories that I'm analyzing, I can just look at the fundamental skills and see where they're lacking. If you all you do is focus on flash and trying to make things look cool and pop and all that stuff, and you ignore the fundamentals, you won't know how or why you're fucking up, and you won't be able to go back and look at those things of, oh, this is why it didn't connect with the reader. This is why it didn't connect emotionally to the reader. Like, these little fundamental tricks are not just a little extra sprinkle on top of spice or flavor that you can put on there. They're the actual cake. They're the whole thing. They're not the frosting. It's the basis. It's the foundation for you to build those more spicy elements on top of that. Those more flaring or cool looking elements. The whole cake is built on those fundamentals that you will find in Picture This, how pictures work. So this is the basis for how manga paneling works. Once you understand everything in this book, and it's a very, very short book, it doesn't cost you too much. Once you understand everything in this book and how it works, then you will take your manga paneling to the next level, guaranteed. And you don't have to read a book on manga paneling. You don't have to watch videos that much on manga paneling. But even if you do, everything in this book will help you understand why and how certain things are positioned the way they are in manga, or why certain things are colored the way they are. And that's basically how I made Air Rider. It's how I made. It's how I'm making Saintly, by using everything that I learned in this book. I'm just taking all the techniques that I learned and putting it all together. And so my pages, no matter what page I draw or create, it'll at least read. People will be able to understand what's going on and even have some emotional connection to the drawings on the page, because I learned the fundamentals of how to connect emotionally with the reader using images. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about today. That was my book recommendation, and check out the link in the description for more Saintly news and where you can get Air Rider and all that good stuff. So I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.